Okay, so day by day, the economic scenario of the world is changing. The father of the democracy, the base of the democracy, the founder of the democracy, America, is running away. This is very clear now. It is in mood to insult its own friends. Now, the America is shaking hands with its enemy prior to kind of 20th January 2025, 1 month back, who were enemy of America. All of a sudden, they became friend of America. Okay, now if they became friend of America and the who were friend of America, they became enemy of America. Why it happened so? All the friends of the America, they were tightly coupled with the America for the benefit reason. They were taking benefit from the America. Who were enemy of the America, they were not taking any benefit from the America. Now, when new president has come, all of a sudden he is looking at the country's debt. The debt to America is $38 trillion. That what America has to pay to the world. That is World Bank, International Monetary Fund, private organization, any organization. From many organizations, America has taken loan, debt, and that is $38 trillion. Last year, 2024, 1 point or 2023-24, in that year, $1.8 trillion got accumulated in the debt. $38 trillion where from America would pay, that coming in question. All the friends of America, they are sucking from America only. Okay, in that sense, America is kicking out all its friends and it is getting aligned to all its enemy. For whatever reason, they are not dependent upon America as far as money is concerned. So America is looking future in those countries because they will not take any money because they have never taken any money from the America. But probably they will give some money to them. This is what America is thinking now. So full politics, global politics, is completely toppled now. Now, America's best friend is Vladimir Putin, Russia. His best friend is Xi Jinping, that is China. His best friend is Kim. Okay, I don't know remember full name. So Kim of the North Korea. These are the best friend of America. Enemy is Pakistan. Enemy is Israel. Enemy is Ukraine. These are new enemy of America because they are attached to America. So anyway, we have done some kind of interrogation that how much these countries, they call themselves very rich. America, Germany, and India is, I believe, third, fourth, fourth largest economy of the world. $3.1 trillion is the America GDP, India's GDP now. GDP means gross domestic product. How much full country is developing? Either it is developing food grains, cereal in the agricultural field. That also comes in GDP because GDP means how much finished product, how much product they are producing. So that comes as a product because once food grains comes out of the agricultural field, they can sell it in the world market. So that is a product. Or India is making car, automobile, they are getting sold in Indian market or global. Whatever product Indians are making, that comes under GDP strength of the country. Actually, that talks about the productivity of the country. That talks about the power of the country. And we have already seen the military power of any country is directly proportional to GDP. A country which has more population, a country which is very big in size, that doesn't matter. As far as military strength is concerned, military strength of a country is more powerful if its GDP, the production of the country is higher. Then only it can spend more on the military. This is what we have seen. But we have done some analysis how these countries are. Means in what sense they are rich, they are in debt or whatever. Okay, so there are two arena in which we have the data. One arena is International Monetary Fund, International IMF. If you go to IMF website, anyone, you can get how much is the money they have given to the every country. Debt, debt, debt. how much money they have given to the country. Or you can just find how much money these countries, two sides. One is IMF is given how much debt to a particular country, or this country is claiming how much debt I have. These are two different things. IMF may shout that I have given this much money to this country, but this country will say, no, I have not taken this much money. I have taken this much money from IMF, World Bank, and many organizations. From both sides, we will see that which country is where. Okay, we have did in-depth analysis and we have a figure of the debt from IMF. So in the IMF debt, Russia and China, they have not taken any loan or any debt from International Monetary Fund. IMF have not given any money to Russia and China. Otherwise, number one among the all the data, okay, okay, I believe this. Okay, Japan, Germany, China, France, Italy. Okay, it's there. Okay, so as per the IMF data, the France, France has taken, France has, okay, France has taken debt from the IMF, and this debt is 92.3% of its annual GDP. Okay, that is the annual GDP. What is the GDP of France? France GDP, annual GDP is $3 trillion. France GDP is $3 trillion. In $3 trillion GDP, France has net debt. France has taken from International Monetary Fund is 92.3% of its GDP. Means around $3 trillion is debt on France. Similarly, Germany has taken 44% of its GDP as debt, net debt from the International Monetary Fund. Germany has $4.4 trillion as its net per year GDP. Italy has taken 131% of its GDP. Whatever the annual GDP is, more than that, it has taken debt from the Internationally Monetary Fund. $2.2 trillion is the net GDP of Italy. Okay, in that sense, Japan has taken 205%, double of whatever is the kind of Japan's GDP is $4.2 trillion. Okay, United Kingdom has taken 100% of the GDP at debt from International Monetary Fund. That comes at $3.3 trillion United Kingdom's GDP is. United States has taken 112% of its GDP. United States GDP is $27 trillion as per 2023 data. 2023 data. 112% of its GDP it has taken as loan from the International Monetary Fund. Okay, India has taken 56% of the its GDP. That is around $3.1 trillion is GDP. Similarly, Brazil has taken 81% of its GDP. Okay, Brazil GDP is $2.1 trillion. Canada has taken 49% of GDP, $2.1 trillion is GDP. Australia has taken 34% of its GDP, and Australia GDP is $1.7 trillion. Iran, I have calculated, Iran, the net debt that Iran had taken from International Monetary Fund is 38% of GDP, and Iran GDP is $401 billion. $401 billion per year is the GDP of Iran. So in that sense, it has taken 38% of GDP loan from International Monetary Fund. Okay, Pakistan also I have calculated 77% of its GDP. Pakistan has taken loan from the International Monetary Fund. Pakistan GDP is $338 billion. So that much it has taken loan from International Monetary Fund. Anyway, so we have talked how much is GDP of a country and how much percentage loan they have taken International Monetary Fund. Anyway, number one is America. $27 trillion is America's economy, and in that sense, 112%, around, okay, $27 trillion, 112%. From IMF data, More than $30 trillion. America has taken loan from IMF only. More than 30 trillion. Means Donald Trump is saying right, $38 trillion, $38 trillion. America has debt. Okay, so that is proof from the International Monetary Fund website also. America is the maximum debt. If you see the England, then 100%. If you see Japan, then 200% Japan has taken loan. But Japan net GDP is 4.2 trillion. 200% of the GDP, means around $8 trillion is debt on the Japan. So if I talk about the debt, then Japan debt is $8 trillion, whereas America debt is from the IMF only around 30, around $31 trillion. India's debt through IMF data 56% of 3.1, then it will land up in around, I believe, around 1.5, $1.6 trillion. $1.6 trillion India has taken loan from International Monetary Fund. America, $30 trillion. Now, the Donald Trump, the way he is cutting down all its friends because he has no alternative. This one, 38, $30 trillion only from International Monetary Fund America has taken. Far, far, far away from any of the country, they have taken loan from International Monetary Fund. Are there any country who have not taken loan from International Monetary Fund or anywhere else? That we will see. Anyway, let's see the country's data. This is IMF is saying that I have given loan to this country this much. Let's see the country data. Anyway, if I talk in the monetary frame, then France 92% and France GDP, we have said 330. So France net debt is around $3 trillion. Germany net debt is around 44% of 4. Germany net debt is around $2 trillion. Italy, Italy, the net debt $2.2 trillion, 131. Net debt on the Italy is around $3.5 trillion. Japan net debt is around $8 trillion. United Kingdom, the net debt is around $3.3 trillion. America around $31 trillion. India is around $1.7 trillion. Brazil net debt is 81% of it, then around $1.5 trillion. Okay, Canada 49% of GDP, and then 2.1 is the trillion dollar GDP. Then around $1 trillion is debt on the Canada. Australia, then Australia 1.734%, then around 600 billion dollar is debt on Australia. Iran and Pakistan I have not calculated. What these countries are saying? Okay, if we see the total debt that these countries are disclosing to the world, then America is saying that America has total debt of $25.8 trillion. This data is, I believe, 2001 data, little old data, 2001 data. That is two, around $26 trillion. America has had kind of, it has declared it has debt. Now in 4 years, $2 trillion, if someone adds that around $10, then it will come around 38 trillion, 35, $36 trillion. Anyway, this is what in 2001 America had declared. So per person in America, it has $75,000 as debt to the worldwide, IMF, World Bank, and other private organizations. European Union has $18.6 trillion, 2000 or 2020 or 2021 data this is. United Kingdom had $10.5 trillion. France has $8.19 trillion. Germany $7.12 trillion. Okay, Japan has $4.63 trillion. So America is saying 88% of my GDP in 2021 is my debt. Rest European Union 95%, UK 93%, France to 49% of his GDP is debt. Germany is saying 144% of my GDP is debt. Japan is saying 105% of my GDP is debt. Whereas IMF is saying you're 200%. Anyway, whatever, their version. So $4.63 trillion is debt on Japan as per the Japan. Netherlands has $4.14 trillion as debt. and that is 340% of its GDP. Okay, anyway, Luxembourg, there is a country, it has debt of 3.9 trillion dollar. That is 28.7% of its GDP. Ireland has 3 trillion dollar at debt. Canada has 3.12 trillion dollar at debt. Italy has 2.72 trillion dollar as debt. Okay, China has 2.55 trillion dollar at debt, very less. Looking at America, 38 trillion dollar. Okay, India has $652 billion in debt. This is very big. The IMF is saying your debt is 57% of your GDP, but India is saying only 16% of GDP is my debt, not the 57% at IMF is saying. And IMF saying 1.7 trillion dollar is debt from my side, where India is counting only 602 billion dollar is my debt altogether. World Bank, IMF, anything. So there is a big disparity here. I don't know who one is right. Australia has $1.86 trillion dollar as debt. Brazil has $1.49 trillion dollar as debt. So for Australia 103% is debt, Brazil 63%, India 16%, China very less, and Italy, I believe it is uh, okay, not visible. Okay, Canada 140%, Ireland 574% is debt, Luxembourg 27%. Okay, which country they do not have any debt? They declare that they do not have any debt. There are countries they declare that we do not have any debt at all. There are countries like Hong Kong, Brunei, Timor, East Timor, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan. These countries they do not carry any debt. Now anyone can think whatever it comes to his mind. They are poor country. Who will give them debt or whatever it is? But Hong Kong is not a poor country. Brunei is not a poor country. But still, countries are there. The richest country, the highest GDP country, highest military strength country, they have the maximum debt, and America is top. In that America is top. Means enjoy your life on someone's money. This is the America country looks alike anyway. China and Russia, they do not have any debt from International Monetary Fund, and altogether debt is also very less in $1 trillion or $2 trillion, though they are very rich country. So that is the scenario. So democratic country, who call them democratic country and highly advanced country, they are the biggest loan taker from the International Monetary Fund and World Bank and other organizations. I don't know what people would think, but this is how it is.